The reason you can see these waves and hear my voice is because of your sense of sight and hearing. Today we're going to look at the different ways marine animals use their senses. Here's a limpet. Limpets can't see, but they have a homing instinct. They eat algae growing on rocks and produce a trail of slime wherever they go. After they finish grazing, they follow the trail back home. But what about animals under the water? How do they use their senses? There's a fish living out there that limpets really don't like. Under the waves lurks a limpet hunter. You might see this little fish in a rock pool in Britain. There are plenty about. It's a common blenny or shanny. It crawls into crevices in the rock or under stones to hide. To eat limpets and barnacles, the fish finds a weak point and then uses brute force. This is an animal called a snakelock's anemone. You might find one in a rock pool. They can't see. Instead they have up to 200 tentacles and feel around in the water for prey. The sting scales in their tentacles paralyze the prey. To us they feel sticky to the touch as they fire tiny harpoons into the skin. They eat crab, shrimp and small fish by feeling for them. And he's just eaten some poo. Where are we now? Looks like we're in tropical waters. Let's see. Ah, this is a yellow tang. It lives on coral reefs. Yellow tangs like to eat seaweed and algae and use their eyesight to find it. Their short snout has evolved for grazing on the algae growing on rocks and coral. Tangs are extremely quick and dart from place to place. Look how fast it moved. It doesn't bump into anything because it has good eyesight. We're still in a tropical reef and this is a porcupine fish. Porcupine fish have very good eyesight. They are also able to roll their eyes backwards and forwards for a complete rear view to keep an eye out for predators. This is a clownfish. They are one of the only fish species that are immune to the poison of the sea anemone. They use it to live in and lay their eggs. The anemone protects the clownfish from predators, and in return the clownfish keeps a constant watch out for any threats. This clownfish doesn't have an anemone to live in, so it's chosen to adopt a soft coral. It's using keen eyesight to guard against threats to either of them. We are still in tropical waters, and under this coral is a moray eel. Morays are shy and hide in reef crevices until their prey is close enough. Morays can't see very well and rely mostly on their incredibly powerful sense of smell. When they smell prey, they then lunge out and clamp it in their strong jaws. Marine animals use many different senses, and these make them behave in different ways. There are fast-moving fish that use their eyes to find food and avoid being eaten, to animals that feel their way around. In the rock pools of Britain there are animals that smell their prey in the water, and those that lurk in holes. What about creatures that live both in and out of the sea? There are grey seals on this Cornish rock. Seal eyes are adapted for them to see both underwater and on land, but for them sight is probably more important on land because of predators. This is why they prefer isolated rocks like this one. When the water is dark or murky, seals can't always use their eyesight to catch dinner, so sensitive whiskers on their snout detect vibrations in the water caused by moving prey. A new pup and its mother not only recognize each other by call, but by smell too. There are wild seals, and then there's Ray. He prefers to hang out by the pool and wait for food to be delivered. Seals' ears are adapted for them to hear underwater, but Ray doesn't care.